Hey Motiv Nation, Nick Pahr here with you again in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Spectrum Lanes, introducing the new Supra GT. Now what we've done with this Supra is actually taken the same core from the Supra Rally, but we've wrapped around a brand new cover, the Propulsion XRT Reactive Pearl cover stock. This is 5500 grit out of the box, so it's going to be nice and clean. It's going to get down lane. Maybe not as clean as the Rally. We've listened to some people talk about that and how that ball was really good, but it needed too much friction. So what we've done here is we've just boosted the strength of the cover a little bit. It's still going to be clean enough to get down lane on a lot of friction and still see that sideways motion down lane. So first Supra GT you're going to see me throw is my typical tester layout. This is 55 by 5.5 by 35. This is going to be the one that I'm able to just really get left and throw it out the window as long as there's enough friction obviously on the lane. This is going to be my most sideways one probably just because it's really grabbing on the lane. It's that pin-up layout that's going to come off the friction pretty hard down lane. And for my second Supra GT, obviously this is my favorite pin down layout. This is going to be 45 by 5 3/4 by 65. It's going to appear to be a little bit weaker on the lane just because it is pinned down, so it's going to be smoother off the friction. Probably going to allow me to stay closer to the friction, but if there's a lot more friction and maybe my pinup ball is just too strong, I would go to this one. It is going to flare less through the front part of the lane with that pin down layout and still have enough down lane motion for me. All right, so the first comparison ball you're going to see me throw up against the GT is the Supra Rally. The Rally is going to be much cleaner compared to the GT just because of the cover strengths. I have to make sure that I get it to the friction. If I get it in the oil, it's going to be a little too long or maybe just behind the head pin. So I really think that this is going to be a step down compared to the GT for me. Next, I'm going to compare the Hyper Venom compared to the Supra GT, and this Hyper Venom, because it has a stronger core and cover combination, it's going to be a lot earlier on the lane. It's definitely going to be a different motion. It's going to be a little bit rounder because that RG is a lot lower, so it's going to want to rev up a little bit more in the mid lane compared to the GT, which is why the GT is so much more angular down lane on this type of pattern. And the last comparison ball you're going to see me throw is the Max Thrill Pearl. This is going to be the most sideways of the bunch just because of the cover and core combination. It's got a little bit weaker core compared to the Supra GT and a little bit cleaner and weaker cover stock. I definitely feel like I can just throw this at the friction. I don't need to have any bit of oil on the lane compared to maybe the GT, where the GT needs a little bit of oil still. This one just gets down lane for free and stores all of its energy for the back end motion.